Hi, everyone. My name's Daniela. Thanks for joining us at Pure Vibe Studios online. We're going to stretch out our hips today. So, what you're going to need is a strap or belt. You can even use a bathrobe belt if you like, or a piece of rope or something that we're going to stretch out with later. So, grab one of those and then maybe a cushion or a folded blanket or a thick towel. Have one of those handy. And once you've got those, come with me. We're going to lay down onto our backs. Good. We're going to take the feet flat, shoulders down the back, long back of the neck. Good. Let's start by windshield wiping the knees from side to side, dropping them over to the right and to the left. Just noticing how they feel. Beautiful. Eventually, we're going to drop our knees all the way over to the right, and then we'll stack the right foot on top of the left thigh. And if that doesn't feel right, you can just keep that right foot down. So stacking that right foot on top of left thigh to go a little bit deeper. Let's take the arms out into cactus arms and take a look over the left shoulder. Good. Lengthen and deepen your breath here. So really feel the expansion on the inhalation, the release on the exhalation. Good. Bring the face through center, uncross the feet, and give it a couple windshield wipes from side to side. Beautiful. Take those knees all the way over to the left. And then if you like, stacking the left foot on top of the right thigh. Getting in a little deeper, looking over the right shoulder this time. Close your eyes. Take the biggest, deepest breaths you can. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Beautiful. Uncrossing. Let's windshield wipe those knees from side to side a couple more times. Noticing sensation as you move. And then we'll bring the knees into the chest. Give them a nice hug. And as you pull the knees into the chest, notice where you start to feel a little bit of activation, a little stretch. Maybe pulling the tailbone down to the mat. You can give it a little gentle rock from side to side. Good. And then we'll take one knee in each hand, and we're going to take those knees nice and wide, bring them up towards the armpits, and then down in line with the hips a few times, back and forth like that. Good. Close your eyes, keep your breath nice and deep. Find a sweet spot where it feels like a nice stretch. Pause there, and then start to rotate the feet, making some circles. Take them in the opposite direction. Scrunch and spread the toes a few times. Good. And then bring those knees back in together. Hug them in. Take the left foot down, and let's send the right leg up. So we're going to hold on to the back of the right thigh. Good. Give that right foot a little whirl around. Point and flex. Good. If this feels good, you can keep it here, or you can start to stretch the left leg down the mat. And then flex the right toes towards you. Flex the left toes towards you. If you want to go deeper yet, we're going to climb the hands up the leg. And take the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Looking up, keep the back of the neck nice and long, activating in your core. Big deep breath here. Beautiful. Let the upper body come down. Bend the right knee. And then let's take that right knee nice and wide. We're going to reach the left arm up overhead. Stretch the left leg down the mat. Get the breath nice and deep. Shoulder, right shoulder away from the ear. Good. Draw the knee through center. Holding onto it with the left hand. Right arm comes out like a wing. You can cross the left over towards the right, so just a couple inches, or take it all the way over into a twist. Looking over the right shoulder, close your eyes, stacking the right hip on top of the left, And then start to take nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Feel the expansion as you inhale and the release as you exhale. Beautiful. Coming back through center. Give that right knee a nice little hug. Give the foot a little whirl around. And then bringing both feet flat. Wind chill, wipe them from side to side again. Getting some movement in those hips. And then we'll bring the left knee into the chest. We'll straighten that left leg up. And then we're going to give that left foot a little whirl around. This might feel good for you, or you might want to stretch the right leg down the mat, flexing both feet towards you. You can keep it right here. If you want to go deeper, climb the hands up the leg, shoulders away from the ears, long back of the neck, looking up. Big deep breaths. Activating the core as you start to lift that chest even higher. Making sure we're taking the stretches to a point where it feels like a good stretch, never to pain. Beautiful. Lower the upper body, bring the left knee into the chest, and then take it out nice and wide towards the armpit. Good. Right arm reaches towards the back of the room. Flex the right foot. Reach that right arm away from you as you send the left shoulder down and away from the ear. Good. Deepen the breath. Good. You're going to bring that left knee through center, hold onto it with the right hand, and then gently bring it across towards the right side so it can come just a couple inches, or you can take it all the way into a twist over to the right. Good. So now you're going to look over the left shoulder if it feels okay for your neck. Coming back through center. Give that left knee a nice little hug and give the foot a little whirl around. Let's bring both knees into the chest and give yourself a little gentle rock from side to side, and then we'll take the hands underneath the knees. You're going to bring the knees above the chest and then above the hips, just back and forth a couple times like that. This might feel really good and you might keep it here. Or if you want to go deeper, we're going to give ourselves some rock and rolls up to sitting. Keep the chin tucked in, rolling back down along the spine, just back and forth a few times. And then we're going to bring ourselves up to seated. So if you're lying on your back, you can roll onto your side, or else coming all the way up. Good. Let's take those shoulders up and back a couple times. Nice inhalation as you bring them up, and then exhale as you bring them back down. Good. One more time. Inhale, reach them up, and exhale, take them down. Let's take it over onto the hands and knees. So coming into our tabletop, couple cat-cows while we're here. So inhaling, lifting tailbone, sinking belly, taking shoulders down and back as you look up. And then exhale to cat. Tucking tail, inhaling back into your cow, exhaling to your cat, tuck tail, lifting the spine towards the sky as you lower the head down. Good. Inhale back into your cow. Nice. And then we'll move our way into our down dog. So we're going to roll the toes under, and we're going to lift the hips up and back. So spread those fingers nice and wide. Reach the hips up and back and give yourself a little bit of movement here, bending one knee at a time, pushing the opposite heel down, making sure that we're really pushing everything towards the back of the room. Deepen your breath. Good, and then we're going to reach the right leg up nice and high, and we're going to look forward. We're going to bring the right foot in between the hands. Now you can grab onto your cushion or your towel and bring it underneath the left knee just for a little bit of support. Good. Walk the hands out, or walk the hands to the inside of that right foot. We're going to walk the right foot out nice and wide. Good. So we'll sink in, making sure that the knee is over top of the heel. You can always adjust by bringing that heel farther forward. You can keep it right here. This might feel really good. So always taking it to a nice stretch. Or you can keep that left hand planted And you can take the right hand to the right thigh and give yourself a little twist, looking over the right shoulder. If you want to go deeper yet, you can start to bring the knee out and away from the body as you come onto the outside edge of that right foot and sinking in, looking over the shoulder. If you need a little bit of movement, you can always come back side to side a few times like that, but be really gentle and mindful. We always want to be careful, especially when we're moving in our stretches, that we're not rushing it. And then settle into a nice deep stretch and take a few big, big breaths. Let's take that right hand back down, and we're gonna step the right foot back into down dog and roll that back toe under. Good, bring it back. Give yourself a little bit of movement. Maybe slide your towel off to the other side, and then we're gonna lift that left leg up nice and high. We're gonna step the left foot in between the hands, and we're gonna bring that right knee down. So same thing to this side. We're gonna sink into our lunge, shuffle that left foot as far forward as you need. Left hand to the inside of that left foot, and then shuffle the left foot out a little bit wider. We want to make sure that the knee and the toes go in the same direction, so you can always readjust the toes to splay wide if the knee goes that way. Now here, this might feel really good. You might take the left hand to the left thigh. You might come onto the outside edge of that left foot, sending the knee away from you. Wherever you go, make sure that it feels good for you. Looking over the left shoulder, maybe giving yourself a little side to side movement with that left knee. Make it work for you. And then really deepen the breath. The important thing is when we have a nice deep stretch is that we allow the body to calm, the mind to clear, and the breath to deepen. Beautiful. That left hand comes back down. We're going to step it back into our down dog. So you'll shuffle that left foot in, roll that back toe under, reach that left leg back. Good. You can take that towel off to the side, pedal out your feet a little bit here. Give yourself a little bit of movement. Good. And then we're going to lift the right leg nice and high again. So think about activating in that right sit muscle as you keep the right hip square. So not lifted, we're keeping it square down towards the mat. Think about that right sit muscle. Give that right foot a little whirl around. Good. And now we're gonna stack the right hip on top of the left. We're gonna bend that right knee, bring it across, bring the foot across towards the left side, and then lift that knee nice and high so you can start to feel the activation in that right hip and the right sit muscle. Beautiful. From here, we're going to move it into a pigeon. So crossing the right lower leg in front of us on the mat. If this isn't accessible to you, then come onto your back. Cross the right foot over the left thigh and pull the left thigh in. Otherwise, for this pigeon, you might take your towel or your little cushion and cozy it up to your right sit muscle. So we have something to kind of lean into. Walk the hands back and then square the hips. So pull right hip back, left hip forward, shoulders down and back. Find your breath. Deep breath. You can keep it right here, or you can allow yourself to come back to a nice little relaxing pigeon, relaxing the forehead down. If you feel like you need some more excitement, you can bend that back knee, grab onto the back foot with the right hand, and look over the right shoulder. Good. You can also use your strap for this too. We're looping it around the foot and holding on. Good. We'll bring the hands back up. We'll take that cushion off to the other side. And we're gonna move it to the other side. So rolling that back toe under, lifting the hips, pedaling out your feet in your down dog here. And then keeping the hips square. So notice they're square towards the mat here. We're gonna lift that left leg up, activate into the left sit muscle, sink the right heel. Good. Keep the hips square and then start to rotate that left foot. Give it a little whirl around. And then we're gonna stack the hips, open up to that side wall as you pull the left foot across to the right side of the body. Lift the knee nice and high, get active into that hip flexor, sit muscle. Breathe. Send everything towards the back of the room. And then looking forward, we're gonna cross the left lower leg in front of us. Good. Sending the right leg down the mat. Prop yourself up if you like. Walk the hands back, open across the chest. Find big, deep breaths. You can keep it right here, or you can release it down, all the way onto your forehead if you like, or keep it up. Grab onto the back foot, looking over the left shoulder. So grabbing onto the right foot with the left hand, opposite hand to foot. Again, think about finding that nice, long, slow, deep breath. Clear the mind. Relax the body. Deepen the breath. Take the hands back out in front of us. Move that cushion or towel off to the side. And we're gonna sit down onto our left side as we bring that right leg out in front. Good. So we'll grab onto our strap or rope or whatever we found, maybe a belt, and we're gonna lay back. We're gonna loop, just drape that strap over top of the right foot. Good. You can keep the left knee bent or send the left leg down the mat. We're gonna gently pull the upper leg towards the upper body. Shoulders away from the ears. Long back of the neck. Find a stretch. And then move the strap into the right hand. Left hand to the left hip. Keep the left hip down as you lower the right leg out to the right side of the body. Good. Opening just until it feels good. A nice deep stretch. Come back up through center. Move the strap into the left hand. And then bring this right foot just over a couple inches and above the left shoulder. Right arm can come out like a wing. You can look over the right shoulder. Keep the hips down. Good. Coming back through center. Let's take both hands on the strap nice and wide. We're going to send the left foot into that strap and bring the right foot flat. If it feels good, you can stretch right leg down the mat, flexing both feet. Gently bring the leg in towards the upper body. Lengthen the back of the neck. Find your breath. Good. We'll move the strap into the left hand to the right hip. Keep that right hip down and then lower that leg out to the left side. Shoulders down. Find a stretch that feels good. Breathe into it. Good. Coming back up through center, move the strap into the right hand. Left arm out like a wing, and then bring this left foot just above the right shoulder. So off a couple inches, but keep both hips down. Good. Nice big deep breaths. Looking straight up or over the left shoulder. Bringing it back through center, taking the strap wide, and then bringing the feet down flat. Give yourself a little wind chill wipe from side to side, and then let's stretch those legs down the mat for a little shavasana or final relaxation. Taking a few long, slow, deep breaths here. I thank you for joining me. Stay as long as you'd like, and namaste.